she doesn't like his chest.
He tried shaving it a couple times. Next thing we should do is try to get it lasered off.
And he doesn't like hers.
They might look okay right now, but there's padding under there.
But his blind date was blessed in the chest.
Look at it.
Looks like she got those for Christmas.
And she thought his hair was heavenly.
Just a little bald spot right there. You can take some of this hair and put it back here.
After she dates an unhairy hunk, will they have a change of heart?
Change of heart. This is a show where couples who reach the crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. So let's meet our couple. They first met when they were 5 years old, and she still blames him for giving her the chicken pox. Yes. They lost touch, though, when they went off to college, but when they met up again about a year ago, it was love that kept them together. So please welcome Ed Vrabel and Julie Petrosky. Now, you guys are here today because you're trying to not check into the Heartbreak Hotel, I guess, of romances. Julie, what was it, though, that stood out about Ed when you first met him?
Ed is probably one of the nicest people I know. He's very, very... he's very thoughtful. He always brings me gifts, and he brings me wine and roses, and he's always thinking about me, so he makes me feel really special.
And those are all nice things. And Ed, how does Julie compare now to, like, when she was 5 years old?
Julie has turned into just the most amazing, beautiful woman. I love her eyes, and she's a contortionist. It makes her pretty interesting in bed.
Oh, really? They're pretty flexible. That's good to hear. Ed, how about some ways, though, that maybe she hasn't changed since she was 5?
Her breast. I mean... They might look okay right now, but there's padding under there, and that's why they're looking like that.
Are they
real.
padded?
They're real.
Oh, okay. She says they're real.
I get in bed with those every night. I know that.
Okay, well, Julie, equal play here. What about his body that bothers you?
Okay, first of all, look at this hairy chest.
Hey!
He has so much hair on his chest.
Do you know how many girls would love to have a guy with a hair like this on their chest?
He looks like a Neanderthal. He looks like a Neanderthal. He
No.
tried shaving it a couple times, and that didn't work
Looks
out.
like it's a little bit
I tried to
trimmed.
make this work.
Julie, does that turn you off, though?
Well, I just think the next thing we should do is try to get it lasered off.
Lasered?
You're dating a man.
Oh,
Men
God.
normally have hair on their chest.
Sometimes.
Not as much as you.
Ed, you've known Julie. You've known her for a long time. I'm going to guess you might have some nicknames for her.
Yeah, Missionary Mary. I mean...
Missionary Mary. Yeah, explain that one.
Well, you know, she will try some new stuff in bed once in a while, but she quits halfway through. She likes sticking to this. And she will quit right in the middle.
He lasts about 5 minutes, so we don't have a chance to do anything else.
You only get 5 minutes.
That is right. You know what? I work a lot. I'm tired.
But you're hoping though
wanna
that
get it over with.
okay, so maybe the time thing not considered, you wish you'd be a little more adventurous?
I am so open to new things.
Well, he's saying you're not, though.
No,
Yeah, she'll
I am.
try it, and then she quits halfway through.
You're the one that quits. He gets so tired he wants to go to bed.
How about you, Julie? Julie, do you have names for Ed?
I like to call him Jean-Claude Van Damme because he loves to flex his muscles in front of the mirror.
So
all the time.
always posing.
He's always doing this. He's always,
work out.
He's always asking me to like squeeze his muscles and touch them. And I mean, he's got a little bit there, but not enough to like flaunt it.
Really? No no Van Damme body then?
He tries.
First
he
of all,
tries.
I'm stretching. I'm not flexing.
You are not. He's so vain. He
All right,
loves to
Ed,
look at himself.
you met at 5, okay? That's a long time ago. How well do you think she knows you?
You know what? Julie's pretty self-absorbed, so she, honestly, like, she knows that I get up at 7 in the morning and head somewhere, go off, and I get home around 6. She probably doesn't even know what I do for a living. I don't know.
I do too. I ask him questions all the time about how your day was.
No, I listen to you every night. I listen to like things that went on in your life, but you really don't even notice what's going on.
You don't do anything all day. You tell me that all the time.
What about Ed keeping in touch, Julie? Is he good about keeping in touch?
Okay, first of all, he calls me about 10 times a day. He emails me about 10 times a day.
Hey,
and you know,
women like that.
It's
I mean,
fine.
you should like the attention.
It's fine. I like the attention, but he calls and he'll be like, "Hi," and he hangs up. And like, he never
Hey,
Well, that's a little goofy.
she
What are you
sleeps
doing?
until noon every morning, so I try to get her out of bed. You know,
That's
a nice
a lie.
phone call. Why
He's
don't
just-
you get up and do something?
He smothers me. He always just tries to like find out what I'm doing, and I mean it's fine, but you know, ask me a question, like talk to me. Don't hang up.
Yeah,
just wondering what
it's
you're
like
up
a prank caller. And why did you think coming on the show, though, was going to help the relationship?
I think really Julie has it really good right now, and I think that this will make her realize how good she has it.
All right, well, we'll see if she realizes that. It seems obviously that Ed and Julie have some significant problems in their relationship. Now, when we come back, we get to meet the people that they dated, and we'll eventually find out if they're going to stay together or have a change of heart, so stay with us. Back to Change of Heart. We're here with Ed and Julie. Now, Julie says Ed's hairy chest drives her out of the bed. His constant muscle flexing drives her out of her mind. And his around-the-clock phone calls are driving her out of the relationship. So we set her up with a smooth-chested hunk who doesn't have to flex his muscles to charm a woman. Please welcome Christopher Kuzina.
I know.
All right. Ed, first question to you. Ed, do you think Christopher could drive Julie crazy?
If she likes pretty boys, yeah.
Now, Julie, you said Ed annoys you with like 10 phone calls a day. How many times did you hear from Christopher?
You know what? We probably only talked a couple times, so he doesn't really seem like the smothering type.
Within the normal range.
Yeah.
And Julie, if you had to compare Christopher to other blind dates that you've had, how does he stack up?
I've had one experience with a blind date, and it was horrible. It was a nightmare. The guy turned out to be really, really ugly, and wasn't my type. But Chris came in the door, and I was really pleased. He's very good looking. He was very tall. He's very statuesque, and you know what? He doesn't smoke, which Ed does, and I find that really disgusting.
If you would have noticed, I quit smoking 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you hadn't
He
noticed?
sneaks them in there. I smell it on him.
All right, Christopher, we heard earlier Ed saying that Julie pads her bra. Did you notice any tissue popping out, or?
I don't know what Ed is talking about. Just look at her. She's a pure fox. She's a hottie.
So you had no problems there?
No problem. I'm a leg and butt man, and she definitely has the leg and butt going on.
All right, Julie, since we're talking about looks, let's talk about Christopher's chest. Hairy or smooth?
You know what? I really couldn't tell you. I didn't get a chance to see it because, I mean, he obviously wore a shirt on our date, so.
Well, hey.
I mean, I was a little curious.
Well,
though.
Christopher, would you like to let her know?
Not a hair on it. Want to see?
Sure.
Ed, can we get you a razor or anything?
I'll pass on
Here's one of your buttons, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'll just put that on later.
Julie, if you had to say who's more vain between the two of them, which is it?
Definitely Ed.
Still after that display.
He doesn't have to look into a mirror to know he's pretty good looking.
I see. Now, Christopher, before this actually turns into a Chippendales hour or something, any surprises for the date?
Well, I knew Julie was really into sports, and I wanted to take her to a Lakers game, but I couldn't get the ticket.
Tough ticket, right?
But I took her to a Clippers game. Hey, if it's good enough for Billy Crystal, it's good enough for me.
I guess so. Now, Julie, has Ed ever taken you out to a basketball game, even the Clippers?
Are you kidding? Ed
No way.
hates sports. He would never, ever take me.
So, Julie, you finally got a guy that's into sports. Did you enjoy yourself at the game?
Oh my God, we had the best time. We had a couple drinks, and just being at a sporting event was so exciting. I mean, I could probably go like every week. It was great. We had a really, really good
Right.
time.
Now, tell the truth, though, Christopher. You settled for the Clippers, but how exciting, would a Lakers game with Rodman been?
Well, actually, they've been a lot better. The Clippers really suck. So.
They're having a tough season.
Yeah, we left at the third quarter, and I decided I want to get something to eat and some good food, maybe something that would turn you on.
Probably not a bad move at that point. So, Julie, what kind of restaurant did you go to, and did this turning on thing actually turn out to be a good thing?
We ended up going to a sushi bar, and it wasn't like chocolate or oysters, but Chris has an amazing personality, and that turned me on itself.
Now, Ed, if I had to ask you, do you think that's all he had in mind was dinner afterwards?
No, I don't think so.
No?
A little bit more in mind, most likely.
Now, Christopher, one of the things Ed was complaining about earlier was that Julie pays no attention to his life, doesn't know what he does. Did you get that sense she's self-absorbed?
Not at all. She totally was into me and wanted to know everything about me, about my family, everything. She was totally into everything.
So you didn't sense that at all. So, Julie, you guys were connecting pretty good there from what I'm gathering.
Mm-hmm, yeah, we connected great. The only thing, I guess, that bothered me a little bit was the fact that Chris kept talking about how he wanted to find another job that allowed him to travel around the world, and he didn't want to stay in LA. And I moved out here from Michigan, planning on staying in LA. So that was the only thing.
So that'd be the only little difference then, yeah. And Christopher, since she found that out, did that bother the rest of the evening?
I mean, not at all. I drove her back to her house, and she invited me up for a nightcap, so.
Julie, there you are. Anything besides a nightcap happen at your place?
He came up and we cuddled a little bit on the couch. He had his hand on my knee, and I don't know, it was really nice. It was just nice.
And Ed, is that okay? A little cuddling, hand on the knee kind of thing?
Hand on the knee is as far as it would go, I would hope.
So, well, let's find out. Christopher, all that touching and cuddling lead to anything else?
Well, I wanted to give her a kiss, but I settled on a nice long hug.
And Julie, since all you got was a hug, was that okay? Were you satisfied?
I could have handled a little bit more, so. I gave him a kiss goodnight.
Oh, so you planted one on him?
On the lips, of course.
So it did end with a kiss then, huh?
Yes.
Very nice. All right. Was cuddling on the couch and a kiss on the lips enough to give Julie a change of heart? We're going to find out later. Next, though, we'll meet the woman that Ed dated, and we'll hear what happened on their date, so stay with us. Just heard what happened on Julie's date with Christopher. Now we're going to meet the woman that Ed dated. Ed called Julie flat-chested, self-absorbed, and a snooze in the romance department. So we found him a sensuous woman who finds all men fascinating and has a body to die for. Please welcome Michelle Jovanovic. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. Julie, let me ask you, do you think Michelle ever had to pad her bra?
Looks like she got those for Christmas.
Say, Michelle, did Ed describe himself to you on the phone?
You know what? Actually, we decided not to describe ourselves to each other on the phone. So the weird thing was that when we met, he knew who I was immediately.
Even without a description?
Exactly.
And Ed, how did you manage that? Are you psychic, or what was going on?
Through our conversations on the phone, I found out where she works. So the night before the date, I kind of snuck down there and, peeked in the window.
You were totally scoping her out.
And obviously, I was very excited.
Now, Julie, are you surprised of his technique there, or his tactic?
He's a complete stalker. I
All right, Ed, earlier you were complaining about Julie's chest. Is Michelle more your type?
Look at it. It looks pretty good to me. Michelle has an amazing body.
So you like the whole package too, then, I guess?
Definitely.
Okay. Michelle, did Ed have all the right looks for you when you finally did see him?
Oh, definitely. Ed has beautiful eyes, as you can see, and he's got a great body, and his height was just perfect.
You like
Except
this
for just a little bald spot right there. Other than that, he's perfect.
Well, Julie, do you think he needs to work on that bald spot a little bit?
I have an idea. He can take some of this hair and put it back here.
And one of the other things you were complaining about, that Julie shows no interest in your life. How about Michelle? Did she show a little interest?
Yeah, Michelle and I actually had a lot in common. We're both in the medical industry. She really tried to get to know me. She was sincerely interested in trying to get to know me.
Mm-hmm. Now, Michelle, just to check, Ed said he recently quit smoking and Julie hadn't noticed. Did he try to light up while you were together?
Oh, yeah, we lit up together.
Wait. She asked me if I smoked, and I said that I just quit like 4 weeks ago.
Oh, you're such a liar.
Okay.
I knew you didn't quit.
She acted all disappointed, so being the nice guy that I am,
Oh, you smoked for her.
I went and bought a pack of cigarettes for her.
There you go.
And you know,
I knew
Michelle.
he can't commit.
Michelle, it does sound like you guys had a lot to talk about. Did the conversation, though, at some point turn a little risque?
Actually, it did. At one point, out of nowhere, I don't know how the conversation came up, but he was asking me, what do I wear to bed when I go to sleep?
What?
And so,
Reasonable question.
Oh my God, why are you asking her that?
I the kind of guy, you know, if it comes to my head, I say it. And maybe I was just thinking of like future happenings.
God.
I did tell him that I do sleep in a t-shirt or pajamas. That's just, I love pajamas. And then he then revealed to me that he sleeps in the buff.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All that hair keeps him warm.
That.
Sure. Michelle, did you get a sense, though, that he was enjoying himself and you guys were clicking?
Oh, absolutely. We had great conversation, and he kept going on and on about what a perfect match I was for him. That I fit all his criteria perfectly.
Ed, besides that living situation, anything else?
Yeah, there was one other problem. I could not keep my eyes off her the whole night. I mean, she's amazing.
Now, Michelle, Julie says she gets smothered, you know, phone calls and email. Did you get a sense that he might be that kind of guy?
Oh, you know what? Not at all. Not
Give
at
it
all.
a couple months.
Let's say he did turn out to be like that. Would that be a problem? Do you think that's
You know
too
what?
much?
I wouldn't mind at all if he was to email me or call me anytime.
Exactly, like most
20
women
times
would like.
a day. 20
I like
times
the
a day.
attention.
All right, so Ed,
deserve
let's
it.
talk more about the date. Did you end up tearing up the town or what?
We did. We pretty much painted Sunset Strip red, I would say, and it was really nice holding her hand through the crowded bars,
Yeah, he took care of
navigating
me.
our way through the crowds.
He pulled my hand through. We had little moments.
Yeah. Now, Michelle, Julie was saying about how he likes to flex and always just posing. Was he doing that for you?
Oh, not at all. Actually, he did put his arm around me a couple times throughout the night, and like I said, when we pulled throughout the crowd and stuff. But he, I wouldn't mind if he was to flex for me. He can flex me anytime.
Yeah, you would. What you saw.
And Ed, I hope you weren't smothering her like you said, you know, Julie says that you do with her.
Oh, you know what? I did not want this night to end. It was a great date, but it was getting late. Michelle had a long ride home, and so we said our goodbyes.
And Michelle, was there a goodnight kiss or just a goodbye?
Well, actually, I have a rule that I do not kiss on the first date. And we did have a tight hug goodnight. But if I was to break my rule, it would definitely be with Ed.
Okay. All right, well, Ed and Julie have a change of heart. That's what they've got to decide. During the break, they're going to make that decision. We're going to find out what it is when we come back, so don't go anywhere. Moment of truth, because during the break, Ed and Julie each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Now, you guys came on the show because, Ed, you wanted Julie to see how good she had it with you by dating someone else. So, right. Let's find out if that actually happened. Julie, we're going to start with you. You said you wanted a guy that wasn't so vain, flexing all the time, somebody who wasn't smothering you with email and phone calls, and somebody maybe with a smoother chest, which we saw, that Christopher had. So you got set up with him. We saw that. He flexed for you a little bit. You went to a basketball game, even though it was the Clippers. You had dinner, which was nice. You ended up at the sofa, you know, doing a little kissing and everything. So it sounded like it was a good date, but what do you say? Your decision.
I had an amazing time with Chris. I mean, first of all, I got to go to a basketball game, which I probably wouldn't get to do with Ed. He doesn't smoke, and he's got this amazing body that everyone has seen. Ed and I have a lot of history, and I really care about Ed a lot, so I'm staying together.
Stay together. All right. Christopher, sorry things didn't work out for you.
Okay, those things happen.
Ed, it's your turn now, sir. You said you wanted to date somebody that was maybe a little better endowed in the chest area, somebody that was daring in bed, and somebody that wasn't all self-absorbed like you said Julie was. So we set you up with Michelle. You guys went club hopping. You said you couldn't take your eyes off her. You thought she had a great body, and you had similar careers and stuff, a lot in common. Julie does want to stay together. Ed, what do you say?
Well, I've known Julie since I was 5 years old. We have a long history. I was obviously looking for a little change, and Michelle, I mean, we had an amazing date. She's beautiful, really, really nice girl. But I think that Julie and I are meant to be. So,
coming on the show. Julie, that you appreciate Ed a little bit more, and Ed vice versa. Hopefully that's going to work out together for the both of you. Thank you very much for being here. That is our show for today. Thanks to Michelle and Christopher, and good luck to Julie, and Ed, we'll see you next time.